All right. In summary, I'm going to describe why Wikipedians should collaborate with the local university in their area to get strategic planning for how to build and grow out Wikipedia and other kinds of expertise that you would find at universities. I'm saying that this is inexpensive to do, something that a typical volunteer or volunteer group could manage. And it's ideological. If we just say that we're going to do this and encourage it, it's something that's actually achievable, and we don't have to change our infrastructure or have a big spend out to get to where we need to be. How do you do? My name is Lane Raspberry. I'm biased about university partnerships because I'm a Wikipedia researcher at a university. I'm Wikimedian in residence at the School of Data Science at the University of Virginia. So University of Virginia, it's a pretty big school. We've got about 25,000 students, thousands of staff. It's in the United States. Within the University of Virginia, I'm particularly at the School of Data Science. We have artificial intelligence students, and machine learning is what we call it. It's a nice building. We have a lot of expertise here, a lot of willingness to engage. If only we could have partnerships with communities. And although I'm at the school, I'm able to facilitate a lot of these partnerships. Just ideologically, I run into different challenges. So here's some of the things that I want to consider. I'm gonna talk these through, but here are my points. So Wikipedia user community, we've been trying to organize. I've been editing Wikipedia for about 20 years, but in different ways, the user community is in decline. I'm getting older. I've been editing for long enough, and my colleagues are getting older, and we're not recruiting younger people who are finding leadership positions or ways to grow in Wikipedia with the same opportunities that were available to me. One reason for this is that through the Wikimedia Foundation, their resources are limited. The Wikimedia Foundation is the nonprofit steward. It's distinct from the user community. So there's a user community, volunteers who register accounts, edit Wikipedia. And then there's an organization which kind of oversees the website, keeps it running, legal issues, and global strategy. The Wikimedia Foundation just doesn't have local strategy. So it uses the same strategy whether we're talking about United States or Argentina or Bangladesh. It also uses the same strategy no matter the topical area, whether you're developing medical content or biographies, local history, arts and culture, same strategy for everybody. And we need everyone should have their own strategy, their own plans for how to develop their own content in their own communities. It's hard to get strategic expertise, but universities are an unused local resource. My university is, I'm going to give it as an example, and there's universities around the world that could advise on local conditions, subject matter conditions, and I think that's cheapest and best way for us to get this kind of guidance. And I want to emphasize that if we partner with universities, this is a route by means of which we can build up volunteer leadership, personal career development, design projects for Wikipedia community users that benefit them personally, not just contribute to Wikipedia. It's win-win for everybody who participates in these kinds of things. So as part of explaining this, I want to talk a bit about centralization in the Wikipedia community. This has been a long time discussion. It's come up in many different essays, but I'm showing this 2017 essay that was very popular. It's called Wikipedia Has Cancer. So cancer, maybe that's not the best term. We're talking about limitless growth. If you don't like the word cancer, I don't really like it. You could think of rodents multiplying in the greenhouses, or just anything else where the growth is unchecked and there's no plan for when to stop it or how to separate things. So Wikipedia has limitless growth. And what this essay argued was that the money to the Wikimedia Foundation, it's going up and up and up, and there's no end plan. There's no plan for how much money we need exactly. What are our goals? Is our plan to just grow as much as we can and see how we can spend the money? And the way that I interpret this, it's been updated. It's been in discussion continually for years. So updates to this 2017 essay to last year and to every year about the money to the Wikimedia Foundation going up. I want money for the Wikimedia movement. I don't complain about that, but I would like delegation of power. I'm not looking for centralization of power in the United States in the Wikimedia Foundation to people in the United States who run it as chief executives. We need a central organization, but what are we going to do for Brazil? What are we going to do for India? What are we going to do for coalitions in Africa? What are we going to do for women's interest and LGBT interest, science interest, medicine, architecture, all these different interests? We have one strategy for everything. There's a lot of manifestations to how centrally the Wikimedia Foundation says one thing and then they try to apply the same rules to India and Bangladesh and everyone else. A manifestation of this is in the reporting requirements. So here we have this report that if you get any funding for the Wikimedia Foundation, and funding is pretty scant. It's typically to hire an administrator to report what a community group has done, and to get people some cookies and coffee to get in meat. And when they ask for metrics, everyone in the world, it's how many people did you recruit to sign up for Wikipedia accounts? This is very important, but if you look at these metrics, something that's not captured here is like, did you get a $100,000 donation? Or did you convince several university professors to dedicate years of research to supporting the Wikipedia community? And did you get a museum to donate many thousands of photos and now those are integrated into Wikipedia? Or did you get other people to fact check Wikipedia articles without making accounts? So these metrics tools, they don't incentivize partnerships. Partnerships are very important to me because partnerships, in my mind, are a way to get free money to the Wikimedia movement. It's nice if you donate $3 when Wikipedia asks you to donate, but it's also nice if you can convince a subject matter expert, a professional, to dedicate years of their life to developing Wikipedia. And this tool for reporting metrics, it doesn't capture that, it doesn't incentivize it. So if you have a Wikipedia group that has recruited a partner that themselves has brought in tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars of value into the Wikipedia movement, you don't get credit or recognition for these things. It just goes back to one strategy for everyone. How many people did you get to sign up for accounts? In the Wikipedia community, we talk with each other. What's the best way to grow Wikipedia? And for many years, but this is from 2020, we decided we wanted to use money, donations to Wikipedia, to invest in skills and leadership development, to encourage or create the incentives or the circumstances in which people will recruit other Wikipedians, not just be new editors who engage with Wikipedia online, although that's fine for anyone who wants to do that. But what if somebody needs support? What if somebody needs to have a slightly more trusted position? Or what if somebody needs to go to a university and negotiate a multi-year research partnership? How does that work? So no one at the Wikimedia Foundation does these things. The Wikimedia Foundation staff, they're hands-off on partnership and editing. There's certain things that they do, but they don't go out. They certainly don't fly out to every country in the world and negotiate with all the museums, all the nonprofit organizations, all the government agencies that have information to share in Wikipedia. We need to delegate these kinds of roles to community groups. And we have processes for that. So, for example, I'm in Virginia. I affiliate with Wikimedia New York City. There's also a group called Wikimedia District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. I affiliate with both of these. I affiliate with subject matter groups too, the medicine group, the LGBT group. I collaborate with the Bangladeshi chapter. They're very good also. But it's challenging if you go to a museum or a university and you say, let's have this Wikipedia partnership. They always say, well, don't we need permission from the Wikimedia Foundation? Who are you? You're just the New York City group. And we don't have a United States group for different reasons. In some ways, the Wikimedia Foundation has encouraged us not to establish a United States group. In other ways, it's not incentivized. Just for whatever reason, it's hard to ask anyone to say, help us plan for how to recruit the most Wikipedians, get the best coverage, the most content in the entire United States, if you don't have an organization that is prepared to say, you know, we've got this authority, we've got this legitimacy, and please help us with these things because we have these challenges that we're trying to address. My university, it's large, but it's also not uncommon to have a university like mine, and I'm going to say something about university expertise that I think would apply in many places in the world. So if you've never thought about it, There are students at business schools. There's students at schools of commerce and accounting. There are schools of public policy. Faculty here, researchers here, students, undergraduates, graduate students, students at all level. They're willing to engage with Wikipedia if you invite them. And I know that there's a certain amount of skepticism against expertise in Wikipedia and in online communities. And you should also be scared of corporate interests. They're very dangerous. But there's something good and that works about business education. So if you get someone from a business school and you ask them, look at our operations. It could be nonprofit operations, could be other kinds of operations, and you get their advice. And they say, here's some of the metrics that you can look at that indicate success, and here's how you get there. Business education is valid. So that's my position. And currently in the Wikimedia movement, we're not taking advice from business schools. I challenge you to look and find how this advice is being used. It's really not being used. And at my school, we have a business school. It's very nice. A lot of students go through here. It's actually the nicest building at the university because that's where the money is. It's a nice school. And if we made opportunities, we could go to business students and business faculty and say, what should our strategy be for developing Wikipedia in the entire United States or in a particular field, or to have more technology partnerships or more partnerships with a given kind of organization? Like, what should our strategy be? So the students and the faculty in the school, they would know how to advise on these kinds of things. We could also look at budgets. We have a school of commerce. This is where we produce accountants. It's also a very nice building. And if we wanted to match the available funding that we have or to look for other funding opportunities, there's something to be said about having a strategic plan from a business school and having a budgeting plan from a school of commerce. Very useful to match these things together. Wikipedia can crowdsource a lot of things. It can't crowdsource this kind of expertise. We really ought to go to subject matter experts, and we can't afford to hire consultants. We just don't have the money in the Wikimedia movement. There's a price point. Sometimes the price point's free, sometimes it's cheap, but at universities we can match these kinds of things. Going a little further afield, there's so many other administrative areas where universities can advise. We have a school of leadership and public policy, treating these as academic disciplines with research. And I'd really like to bring this kind of expertise into the Wikimedia movement. So, brick and mortar building. We don't have brick and mortar buildings in the Wikipedia community. The New York City group, the Washington D.C. group, don't even have a desk or a closet. It's rather modest. And I'm not saying that you need buildings to establish legitimacy, but I'm just saying for people who need a little evidence to say whether this stuff works, it actually does work, and it's an indication of support and decades of success stories that if you apply the techniques from appropriate fields of expertise to your endeavors, then you're likely to have better outcomes. So why would a university want to invest its own resources, bring its own labor, direct its own students towards Wikipedia's issues? Who cares about Wikipedia? Wikipedia has a lot of standing. Actually, a lot of people would care, and there's arguments that you can make about this. I can show a lot of things, but this is very concise. This is something called the Digital Services Act. It's a European Union regulation, and it defines a concept called very large online platforms. So this is regulation, government regulation, about the largest media tech platforms, content platforms in the world. And it applies special laws to them and convenes councils where all these platforms get to speak about what is the relationship between law and society and government and regulation and consumer internet experience. And if you look at this list, we see some familiar faces. Google is represented here. Different Meta companies are represented here. We have Facebook there and Instagram. And the only nonprofit organization on this list is Wikipedia. And while students may sometimes they want to partner with a commercial platform, there's a lot of students that would like, especially while they're getting education, especially if they're going to be donating their time, they would prefer to do it for something in the community interest. It's not very challenging to make the case that Wikipedia is in the community interest. It's a very popular project among students. And if we ask students in almost any country, can you help make Wikipedia successful in sharing the information that's important to you, to make Wikipedia better represent your demographic in your country or your nation, or present you on the world stage? Wikipedia is extremely popular. It's the most requested, published, accessed, and consulted source of information on many topics in many languages. It's relevant to many people around the world, and it's a familiar name. If you go to students, talk about Wikipedia, they will want to help you with these kinds of things. So the situation that I'm in right now is when I go to all these schools at my university and they say, to what extent do you represent Wikipedia? I say, well, actually, no one can represent Wikipedia. It's the only very large internet platform which the user community of volunteers who edit the thing, you register a user account, and then you have governance power in the platform. We actually regulate it ourselves. And they say, my colleagues at the university, they say, well, actually, who really regulates it? And I say, well, the Wikimedia Foundation, but they never give these kinds of permissions. They just say users can do whatever you want. And if you really want a permission, we can chat with the Wiki community user group in New York City, and they'll give me permission. I'm in good with them. So will the Washington, D.C. group. We collaborate a lot. And these are my colleagues, and they just want more proof. They want more evidence. I've been at the University of Virginia for a long time. I've been a professional Wikipedia researcher since 2012. It's been my full-time salaried job since 2012. And I still have challenges going up to people and establishing credibility for partnerships and collaboration. And for anyone who hasn't been a professional Wikipedian since 2012, you're going to have even more problems going to your local university and convincing people to partner with you. I'd like an ideological shift. I would like to think reasonably, when are we going to start delegating power? Think about that. Wikipedia has limitless growth challenge. We're centralizing so much power into the Wikimedia Foundation. I'm glad that it's getting stronger, but we don't have plans in place to meaningfully grow a next generation of leaders, to put centers of power in every country, in every field around the world. There's just no stories on the table that are meaningfully doing this. It's going to take a lot of different solutions, and universities are not 100% of the answer. But as I think of who could we possibly partner with right now, who would be friendly to us, and who is likely to practice good ethics and to reasonably help establish, grow, and transfer power to the user community, to local communities, to typical people, I think universities are a fine start and part of the solution. Thanks for hearing me out. If you'd like to help better establish Wikipedia at your university, then certainly contact me. I'm always ready to talk about Wikipedia governance issues with anyone. I'm Lane Raspberry, user Blue Raspberry. Feel free to message me online.